back to Redstone. Finally, after for me a really boring process of making the last episode, I can make again what I usually do, Redstone. Because today we're going to build the furnace array, the brewing machine, with which we're going to start off today's episode, the egg farm, the bone or witch farm, I don't know at the moment, and the admin room. All of those projects are really crazy redstone techniques. As you might know, if you watch me on the TheMineStoner channel, I tend to make everything as complicated and secure as possible, and I really enjoy it. The only downside of this, it's really huge. Fortunately, I do have more time than usual because I'm already starting off recording this episode on Friday, over a week before the video is supposed to be published. So let's hop straight into the time lapse and build the brewing machine. That's the end of the time lapse, and we have ourselves the finished brewing machine. For once, I finished it up totally, so all of the filters and all of the connections are done too. But I'm not entirely sure if it's going to work, so I'm a bit scared then. I've decided to build a similar machine as I've once built in the Bedrock edition, so it's basically undestroyable because you have to press the button corresponding to the potion you're going to brew, and I decided to brew a potion of night vision, and I already put in some bottles here which have got filled with water, and here we can also decide if you want to make it last longer, or make it stronger, or make it throwable. That, for demonstration reasons, we do not take anything of this, so we can just start it off. After starting the process, the machine spits out all of the items needed to make the potions, and then they get loaded into a chest minecart, which brings it to the brewing modules. There they get brewed and spit in a water stream, and then they arrive here in this chest in the control room. Let's move on, shall we? I know there are potions of invisibility, but I decided to make other potions to try it out once. I'm just thinking where I should put this system. Okay, here. So I placed a stack of furnaces, placed many stacks of hoppers manually, placed the rails, powered them, installed contribution technique, installed the water stream, built up long rails, and installed the control technique. Built up a crazily overpowered bamboo farm because otherwise the system would just stop working after a short amount of time. Nice! I spent potentially the past 2 hours improving the system, and it looks completely crazy. Here you can see the minecarts traveling by and emptying this chest. I filled it to the room, and it's running for about 2 or 3 minutes now. As you can see, sometimes it stops because then it gets a new minecart goes under it, and every single minecart takes exactly 2 stacks and 15 items. And the only downside of this is a 128 furnace array, and we have a bit more than that. We have 128 plus 15, so 143 items. Yeah, I first off messed up my maths, so I had to cut it out. Which means I had to install a system which empties all of the remaining minecarts, the remaining items out of the minecarts, as you can see here. And this then gets stored in this double chests here. And as soon as the system is finished, this system here this minecart here will go around and fill it up again, and this system here checks if there's any minecart traveling around the track. So if there has to be some minecarts going around and emptying the system out. And I installed a bunch of those modules here because I thought potentially we were going to use a bunch of them. And I think we should even speed it up a bit here again. Oh, there's a mistake. And the second minecart got lost here. Yeah, this happens if you're working with Word Edit. Jesus, I forgot the water here. And with this, the next system is done. We can just throw in some smeltable items into this chest here, and this gets detected and the signal gets sent down to the control technique, which starts up the whole process, sends minecarts up, which then collect all of the items, which then drive back down to the furnace area itself, fuel it, then the furnaces burn them, and everything gets collected and brought back up to the control room. Somehow there are always missing 4 items. I don't know where they get stuck, but they get stuck somewhere. The admin room is going to be located somewhere over here. You will need a keycard to enter it. Well, by the way, I do have to install another keycard door at the storage system, so let's do that. So that's done now, and so I do have to build the admin room. It's the next day in real life, and the admin room is basically done. I do have covered it in bedrock, so if anyone tries to do anything to the room, you're secure in here. So when you're entering the front door, you will see this many lights which are switched on or switched off, and here you have a connection straight to the storage system, and right here you do have some space to sleep if there's an emergency, some space to store something like food, which you should have in here, a little toilet with a shower, and of course the control room itself. Here we can lock the storage system, which I don't want to. So we can switch it on and off from the storage system itself. If this is switched on, then we can't even switch it off from here. I should potentially make a release which activates this for a short time and then activates it, so we can even activate it from here. Yeah, from here we can switch on the storage system and off. With these two buttons we can open both main doors up there, I mean the door of the garden and the main door through which you're entering the villa itself. Here you can also activate both doors or open and close both doors. It will take a little while till the lamps switch off, because the signal has to be sent to these two buttons, which then will be deactivated. Then these send the signal to the doors. Doors send the signal that they are closed back here. So these two lamps and this lamp here switches off. This is not done because we do not have a restaurant yet. Yeah, I decided to build a restaurant because then we do have a good use for the storage system. And the most important thing almost of this part of the villa is the security mode. Then there will be water spent here, and a door will be closed here, and behind it there will be water, so no TNT can destroy anything here, and there, so you're basically safe. I do also have explained this here. And by the way, if you're leaving the admin room or coming down from the kitchen, you will get the possibility to make a technique tour with the minecart, which we're going to do now. So you're just starting off this, and then you will see in front of you or next on the left side, you will see the admin room and the storage system here, some of the techniques of the admin room, a bit of the brewing machine. Then we're driving down, you can see the storage system technique. Then you can see the farms, which I potentially have to connect somewhere to switch them off and on again. And here you can see the brewing machine. There are some rails missing, which I'm just seeing right now. And we're driving over the furnace array technique. And so it's going back up to the top. Then you can see the elevator, which leads down to this part here. And then we're back. So the next thing, we're going to build a egg farm. And afterwards a bone or witch farm, or even both. So this spot should be a bit familiar to you. This is the AFK spot for the meat farm, and I also added a lever here so you can switch on our farm here with skeletons and witches. And this little cube down here is our egg farm. As you can see here, there are a bunch of chickens in here. As it seems like the minecart is just on its way and collecting all of the eggs. And there you can see some stuff arriving from the farm up there. And every moment the minecart should arrive, it's empty. Okay, yeah, that's because this area here wasn't loaded, so I'm fine with that. And so this is it for today's episode. It was a great fun to produce. I hope you liked it too. If you did so, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to get notified about my newest videos. Until next time, goodbye!